The main religion of Nepal is Hinduism. They worship millions of gods. It's fine for a Hindu to believe in Buddha or even in Christ. They can just aid, just do plus one God, because they already have so many gods, and they would just think that Jesus Christ is just one of the incarnations of their God. People here, they don't know who the real God is. My name is Isai Rai. I'm from Kathmandu, Nepal. I'm married to Nagina Rai. I'm 33 years old, and I'm overseeing a ministry called Gospel Publication. So we, as a publication, exist to publish faithful Christian English books from English to Nepali. Hinduism is the main dominant religion, with more than 70% of the population. And secondly, Buddhism. They basically want to achieve nirvana. Nirvana means like exit point, right? So if you're a good person, good thinking, good speech, good ride, and if you follow Eightfold Paths, then finally you will get to exit from this world. So you don't have to turn into another being. So if you do good, live good, then you will go into the another world, upper world, spiritual world. Hinduism almost the same. They want to achieve moksha. Hinduism believes that there is a cycle of rebirths that you have to go through as a man. As you go through that cycle, and finally, if you maintain goodness in your life, try to be a morally good person, do a lot of good works, live a good life, then you will be with God.
यसो उहाँहरूलाई तुलना गरेर हेर्दाखेरि हैन जीसस क्राइस्टको गौतम बुद्धको महात्मा गान्धीको होस् वा रामको होस् सबैको भनाइ फरक छ के गौतम बुद्धले के भन्छ भने राम्रो सोच राम्रो गर हैन सबै कुरा राम्रो गर निर्वाणा प्राप्त हुन्छ भन्छ हैन रामले पनि सबै असल कुराहरु गर्न सिकाउँछ हैन उहाँले सिकाउनुहुन्छ सबै कुरा राम्रो गर असल काम गर्यौ भने तिमीहरु मोक्ष प्राप्त गर्छ अन्तिम त बल्ल 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 त्यो साइकल हुँदै चक्र हुँदै 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 गएर हैन तर जीसस क्राइस्ट फरक भन्नुहुन्छ उहाँले के भन्नुहुन्छ भने बाटो सत्य र जीवन म हुँ म बाहेक कोही पनि मोक्ष प्राप्त गर्न सक्दैन
यस्तो छ
विश्वासद्वारा मात्र कामद्वारा हैन केवल विश्वासद्वारा
सबैमा भगवान छ हैन भगवानले जो गर्नुहुन्छ उहाँले गर्नुहुन्छ जब धर्म कर्ममा लाग्यो भने त्यसले त कर्म गर्छन् यो कर्म आजै भएको छैन यो सनातनदेखि परम्परादेखि यो भइरहेको छ यो कर्म
हजुर यदि तपाईले जे कुरा विश्वास गर्नु भएको छ यो जुन कुरा तपाईले मानिरहनु भएको छ नि यदि अन्तिममा यो कुरा गलत निक्ल्यो भने
जब नित्य कर्मैमा लागेको हो त्यो गलत के हुन्छ
Talking to a guru in the midst of temples, it's like swimming opposite direction of the river flow. It was very difficult. I felt sad. I felt pity on them. I saw him and see how much sin can do to a man. That guru was a clear example. Jesus Christ doesn't make sense to him. And that's what sin does. I was like him one time, darkened in my heart's minds and not able to understand the gospel. For Hindus, Jesus is just a plus God, a guru, a guy who can, fix their problem. So even an average churchgoer will think in that category about Jesus. If people don't read their Bible, if they don't read good books, their theology is nothing but the theology of a Hindu, a common Hindu. As a pastor, I started realizing my people, congregation, they were not reading good books. They didn't have good books. So, I thought, why not start translating good books? That gave birth to a gospel publication. This is the office of gospel publication. So this is where we put our books, and people would come and they will just, go through the books we have on the shelf, and they will, take books home and back to their churches. Here, so this is our another office, and this is where a lot of translation takes place. So we have more to go in the other room. So we have reading taking place, editing taking place, and again, the language checks going on, editing and proofreading taking place here, right here. So this is where we are. Small, flat, and by God's grace, we are doing well. I was introduced to Designing God ministry in 2011. A lot of questions that I had was being answered there from the Bible, and that helped me a lot to grow spiritually. So when thought about publishing books, so my mind directly went for Designing God because I've been shaped by the theology.
Well, welcome back to the podcast on this Monday morning. If you are
currently, we're translating Astonished by God. We're also doing Ask Pastor John episodes. We have already translated 5 points, and one of the guys who joined our pastoral internship was really helped by the book 5 points.
In our Nepali context, if I'm not drinking or smoking or not speaking rough words, it means I'm a good person. Before reading this book, what I was thinking, I'm not totally depraved because I'm doing something is good. But when I read this book, and it helped me to say, all good things would be vain if I'm not in Christ, if I have not believed in Christ. This book helped me to understand fully the gospel.
We don't exist to solve the problem of Hinduism. We exist to solve the problem that Hinduism brings into our church. We don't want them to just, come to Christ for the sake of going to heaven. We want to see them coming to Christ to savor Him, to test Him that He is good. And that doesn't happen if they are not helped. So we want to help them. 10 years down the line, 20 years later, 50 years later, we don't want people to have excuses for not reading books. So it's an investment, investment on future authors as well. Because we want to see local Nepali people writing books, good books. But you can't be a good writer if you are not a good reader first. Nepal is a theological desert. Publishing Desiring God books would help us water this theological desert. It will take us time, but eventually we'll be able to, water the whole desert, one book at a time.